The moment England's team sheet dropped, rugby fans everywhere stopped scrolling. One name immediately grabbed all the attention, but not for the reason anyone expected. Henry Pollock, the young sensation many believed was ready to start against the mighty Springboks, wasn't in the starting 15. Instead, made a bold and controversial decision that instantly divided supporters across the rugby world. Some called it the perfect tactical move. Others believed England had left one of their biggest game-changers sitting on the bench. And now, with one of the toughest away tests in world rugby only moments away, the biggest question isn't whether Henry Pollock will play, it's whether England can survive long enough without him. Every international season has one match that tells you exactly where a team stands. For England, this is that match. Traveling to the legendary Ellis Park Stadium to face the world-class Springboks is more than just another fixture on the calendar. It is a test of courage, belief, discipline, and character. Very few visiting teams leave Johannesburg with smiles on their faces. The altitude drains your energy, the crowd never stops roaring, and every collision feels bigger than the last. England know exactly what is waiting for them, and Steve Borthwick knows there is no room for emotional decisions. That is why his team selection speaks louder than any pre-match interview ever could. Over the past few months, one player has become impossible to ignore. Henry Pollock has exploded onto the rugby scene with fearless performances that have made fans dream about England's future. Every carry, every tackle, every moment on the ball has looked full of confidence. His player of the match display in the Premiership final only increased the excitement surrounding his name. Many supporters were convinced this would finally be the day he walked onto the field as an England starter against the best team in the world. Social media was filled with predictions, debates, and excitement. Everything pointed towards his biggest opportunity yet. But then came the announcement. Instead of rewarding youth with a starting jersey, Borthwick trusted experience. Ben Earl, Tom Curry, and Ollie Chesham were handed the responsibility of leading England's back row into battle. It wasn't the exciting choice. It wasn't the headline everyone expected. But perhaps it was the smartest one. Against South Africa, reputation means very little. What matters is surviving the brutal opening exchanges, matching every tackle, every scrum, and every breakdown. Borthwick appears to believe that experience wins those early battles, while fresh energy can decide the ending. That doesn't mean Henry Pollock has been pushed aside. In many ways, his role may actually become even more important. Imagine the final 20 minutes. Both teams exhausted, bodies slowing down, defenders struggling to get back into position. Then suddenly, one of England's fastest, most fearless young forwards enters the field full of energy. That single substitution could completely change the rhythm of the match. Sometimes the biggest hero isn't the player who starts the game, it's the one who finishes it. Leadership will also play a massive role. With Maro Itoje being rested, the captain's armband belongs to the experienced Jamie George. Few players understand the pressure of international rugby better than he does. His calm personality, experience, and ability to keep teammates focused could prove priceless once the pressure begins to build. Every decision, every line-out call, every conversation with the referee could influence the outcome of a match where even the smallest mistake may be punished. England's lineup also tells another story, one of determination and resilience. Several key players return after long absences, eager to remind everyone what they can bring to this team. George Furbank returns at fullback, bringing creativity and composure. Immanuel Feyi-Waboso is back on the wing, ready to unleash the explosive pace that made him one of England's most exciting attacking threats. Alongside him, Cadan Murley has earned another opportunity to prove he belongs at this level. In midfield, Tommy Freeman and Seb Atkinson continue building a partnership that grows stronger every time they play together. Behind them, Finn Smith and Jack van Poortvliet will carry the responsibility of controlling the tempo, making smart decisions, and keeping England composed under relentless South African pressure. The battle up front may ultimately decide everything. Ellis Genge, Jamie George, and Joe Hayes know exactly what awaits them. Every scrum against the Springboks feels like a statement of intent. Every line-out becomes a contest of strength and precision. Behind them, the return of George Martin alongside Alex Coles gives England extra power in the second row, while Ben Earl, Tom Curry, and Ollie Chessum will be expected to fight for every inch around the breakdown. There will be no easy moments. No time to relax. Against South Africa, 80 minutes can feel like a lifetime. One of the most interesting tactical decisions is England's continued use of a 6-2 bench split. Rather than filling the bench with attacking backs, Steve Borthwick has chosen 6 forwards, preparing for a war of endurance instead of a game of flair. It sends a very clear message. England expect an incredibly physical contest, and they want fresh power available when the match reaches its most demanding moments. Alongside Henry Pollock, replacements such as Luke Cowan-Dickey, Bino Obano, Asher Opokuforjur, Charlie Ewells, Guy Pepper, Alex Mitchell, and Marcus Smith provide impact exactly when it could matter most. Speaking before the match, Steve Borthwick described playing South Africa at Ellis Park as one of the greatest challenges in world rugby. Those words weren't simply respectful, they reflected reality. Very few stadiums test a team mentally and physically the way Ellis Park does. England know they will have to earn every meter, every point, and every opportunity. Nothing will be handed to them. As kickoff approaches, one question continues to dominate every conversation. Has Steve Borthwick made a tactical masterstroke by saving Henry Pollock for the decisive moments? Or has England taken too big a risk by leaving one of their most exciting players out of the starting lineup? The answer won't come from social media debates or expert opinions. It will come under the bright lights of Ellis Park, where every tackle will matter, every decision will be questioned, and every player will have the chance to write a new chapter in England rugby history. By the time the final whistle blows, fans may remember many things about this test match. They may remember the fierce collisions, the breathtaking moments of skill, or the incredible atmosphere inside one of rugby's most famous stadiums. But above all, they will remember one bold decision made before a single ball was kicked. Because sometimes the biggest gamble happens long before the game begins. And this weekend, Steve Borthwick has placed his biggest bet yet. Now the rugby world waits to discover whether that gamble becomes a moment of genius, or the decision everyone talks about long after the match is over.